Hello everyone and welcome back to QuipScope. It's the show where we talk about a brand new video game or a game that's coming out very soon. My name is Peter.
And my name is Ashton.
Hello Ashton.
Hello Peter.
How you doing?
I'm good, thank you.
Good. You've been playing a game, haven't you?
I have.
What can you tell us about it? Who sent it? What is it?
Well, Peter, it's called Jurassic World Aftermath, and it was sent to us by Coatsink. And full disclosure, Coatsink has also sponsored this video, so we'd like to thank them for that. And we'd also like to give a special thanks to Universal Studios Licensing for this.
Thank you, Coatsink.
So, let's get this out the way. It is not a brand new game. It is a rebuilt of a VR game that has been rebuilt from the ground up for Switch.
Okay.
And it's exclusively on a Nintendo Switch. So if you've heard of this game before, don't worry, you're not insane. It has been released before. So yes, it's a Jurassic Park game.
Right.
Jurassic World.
Yes, technically. It's all one franchise, but hey, let's get it right.
Let's get it correct. And it is a canon game, so it's set in the canon of the movies. It's between Jurassic World and Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, which I think is the second one, wasn't it? Yeah, the first one and the second one.
Yeah.
I have never watched a Jurassic Park movie.
Haven't you?
No.
Have you watched any of the not any of the Jurassic World ones?
I think I've watched the very first Jurassic Park movie, and that's all I've watched. I've heard lots of good things about them, but I've just never watched them.
Well, that we'll now hear whether it's a worthwhile game to play. If perhaps that's you at home. Perhaps you're not. You've not seen the films.
No. So I didn't realize that it was between those two movies, but it didn't really matter. I kind of figured, there's a park. It's all gone wrong, and you shouldn't go there. Dinosaurs will kill you. Yeah. Basically. So you've gone to the NMS facility. Right. I did keep thinking they were saying enema, but they weren't. It was NMS. And you're trying to help your friend Mia, who is talking to you over like a comm system, who fell out of a plane. She had a parachute. Our plane just crashed. So she's in a different place, but she's hurt her knee, so she can't come to you. And you're trying to get out of the dinosaur-infested facility and get home is essentially what's going on. And right at the beginning of the game, the pilot gets eaten by a dinosaur. Of course. He's dead now. He's gone. He's munched on by a T-Rex.
That's basically the role of the pilot in any Jurassic Park or World movie, I think. Yeah, exactly. You don't hear it. You don't see him. You just hear him go, "Hey, is anyone around?" And then the next thing you hear is a dinosaur, and then a little, he's gone. Crunch. R.I.P. that man. So yeah, it's a Switch port, but it does work really well. To be fair, having not played the VR title, there's some bits where I'm like, how would this go from one to the other? There's ways where you can definitely see, so it's all from first person perspective, and being a fan of VR games, you can tell what is taken from the original VR title and what's brand new, but there's quite a lot to look forward to. You've got to solve little mini games to get through doors. You've got to try and do this all while being hunted by raptors that are just kind of stalking around the place. You can distract them with a little device that you have on your wrist that you can set off cameras or alarms that will distract the dinosaur. Right. And you've got to turn on all the comm systems and try and get out of there. I've played the same hour and a half twice, once in my own time and then once because I forgot to get any footage. All right. But it's really good. I played it first without any headphones on. Second time I played it with headphones on, and multiple times it did actually spook me, and I was like, oh no, and I was running away from the dinosaur because there was footsteps or growling or something directly into my ears. At one point I thought that someone had dropped something heavy on the floor upstairs in the office, and I thought, oh no, Tom's about to come through the floor because of how loud it was in my headphones. Right. So the atmosphere it builds is really good. Visually, it's cell shaded kind of thing, so it's not hyper realistic art style, which is quite interesting. Kind of looks like you're in a comic book, right? Which is quite nice. And yeah, I think that it looks really good, sounds really good. The music's all spooky, it probably builds attention. Also, it's fully voice acted by Jeff Goldblum and Laura Bailey. Oh. Who we know from various things. Jeff Goldblum being an incredibly famous man, and Laura Bailey being queen of video game voice acting. Yeah. And Jeff Goldblum being in the films. Yes. He was in the first Jurassic Park, and the second Jurassic Park, and briefly the second Jurassic World, and I think a lot in the third Jurassic World. Okay. Even though I've not seen it. So Okay.
I haven't encountered Goldblum yet.
Right, okay.
In the voice acting, but I am only like an hour in, so there is a good chance that he is in another part of the game that I just haven't found yet. But you've got like a companionship of Mia, who I assume is voiced by Laura Bailey because it does sound like her.
Right.
And she's helping you out, telling you what to do. But I think it's really good. If you enjoy the franchise and you're looking for a kind of atmospheric, a little bit spooky game to kind of get into it, I definitely recommend playing it. It's really good. I think it's got a lot going for it. And there's definitely ways where I think sometimes it can be a little bit finicky, like your kind of cursor that you're interacting with things can be quite small. So if you're trying to really quickly get into a cupboard away from a dinosaur, sometimes I was like spamming the A button just trying to get in. But you know, the controls work really well. There's like at one point there's like what's the word I'm looking for? Like a proximity sensor to where you need to go as to your Joy-Con is vibrating and telling you that you're really close to one or you're really far away.
Right.
So that's really good. That's really nice.
Is there any actual combat, or is it more sort of stay away from dinosaurs?
It's more stealthy, stay away from dinosaurs. It's kind of like your Alien Isolation. It's like, you know that there's a bad guy and you're trying to avoid it.
Yeah.
I got munched on by dinosaurs multiple times, partially because sometimes I just didn't even realize it was in the room with me. Not the game's fault, I just couldn't see. A couple of times I've literally just walked out of a cupboard and it was just stood in front of me and I was like, oh good, cool. Okay. But then also a couple of times it ran after me and I hopped in a cupboard and it saw me get in the cupboard, but it just kind of stood there for like a couple minutes and was like, this door sworded me in my tiny arms and left. So there is like quite a lot of stealth and some of it's a bit fun, some of it is quite spooky. So
okay,
I definitely recommend it. I think it's a good game.
Well, I like the fact that it's like canonical as well, because there's a lot of media. There has been a lot of media across the franchise for decades, let's face it, and some of it is very much canon and some of it isn't, but especially the fact that I've not seen the third film, it's making me think now maybe I'll play this game first. Just fill in the gap.
Fill it in. But there's definitely references to the movies. The bits I understood, I was like, oh, that's what Chris Pratt's character does.
Okay.
Because of the whole like genetically engineered raptors and they're busy mates with people. So Jurassic World Aftermath. There you are. There you have it.
Yeah, available just for Switch.
Yes.
And historically for VR, but hey.
Brand new on Switch.
Well, that's the other thing as well, is that makes it a bit more accessible now, because I mean, I see all these VR games and I'm like, man, I wish I had VR, and I wish I could justify. I see there's a lot of nice VR games, but maybe not quite enough for me to justify getting a VR system. So for it to be available on Switch now, a massively, in terms of volume, massively popular console. So many people now can have a go of this, so that's great.
Yeah, and there's also a lot of people who get motion sick, which won't happen if you're playing it on the Switch.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Excellent.
Cool.
Well, thanks, Ashton, for your thoughts.
That's okay. I have a bunch of them.
Yeah, you do. And you shared some of them.
Yes.
Or all of them, perhaps.
Most of them.
Who's to say? It leaves just enough time, this being QuipScope, just enough time for us to do our quip.
Oh, yeah.
The all-important quip. Oh, Jurassic World Aftermath. More like
Jurassic World. It's a dinosaur.
Oh, very good.
Run.
Yeah. I like that.
It's not very good, but it will do for me.
Jurassic World Aftermath, more like Jurassic World Better Than Math, which is boring.
True.
No one wants to go to school.
No
Stay
one.
at home
Stay
and
at
play
home,
Switch.
Play Jurassic World Aftermath. So there.
Amazing. Thanks, Ashton.
No problem.
We'll catch you all again next time on QuipScope.
All right. Love you. Bye.
Bye.